All right, here we go. Melissa May Dillon, your insurance exam queen, live for tutoring. All right, I'm going to give it a minute, let people roll on in. I'm going to check our Facebook page, make sure that we're up and running for our live class tutoring today. Looking good. Sharing this into our group. Perfect. All right. Hello. We got some people here. Hello. I'm going to drop a link in the comments, and you can join if you want to join me on camera or on video. Come and ask some questions. I am here to support you. And let me drop. Oh, I think I already dropped that. I dropped it in the stream, but let me drop it in the study group. Okay. All right. Hello, Amanda Pennies. Hello. How are you guys doing? Today I got a little bit tied up in our instructor meeting. And I'm here now for our live tutoring. So we drop this. Join me on screen here. Whoop, there we go. Okay, all right. So again, if anybody wants to come on with me and ask me questions, you do not have to be on camera, but you can if you want to. As long as you turn your microphone on and I can talk to you, we can talk, we can have a conversation, we can go back and forth about where you're at, what's going on, what's happening. So you just got to click that link to be able to join in with me so that we can talk and I can answer any of your questions. So right now, I'll just kind of go through the comments. Lupe, hello. I'm taking the PNC test April 3rd in California. I'm so nervous. So when it comes to nerves, like this is where we want to really boost up the way that we talk to ourselves. So, I can do this. I've got this. I've studied, and nervous and excitement actually live on the same energy frequency. It's like nervous is the fear side and excitement is the excited side. And so you can switch those nerves, and because the same way you get butterflies in your tummy when you fall in love, but those butterflies are like a nervous feeling. So you can slide your nervous feelings over into excitement feelings. And I recommend that people, work on doing that, just getting excited about, oh man, I get to show off what I learned. I get to show off what I studied. I'm excited for this career. Like the way you talk to yourself is extremely powerful. And so you want to focus on that if you're feeling nervous. We got some Michigan, PNC, Massachusetts. Man, I want to say the names right. Shaquelle is taking her exam on Friday. I'm excited for you. Paid royalty taking me 2 years. If you can jump on with me, I dropped the link in the comment section. I'll drop it again. But if you can join me on camera right now, we can talk and we can get this sorted out for you. Let's see. I'm about to enter my life exam. Can you give me some advice? So let me pop this up here. So the advice I have for everybody is get my gold class series package. Like that is the very best way that I can help you pass your exam. So all of like everything you need to know, the most common, most tested topics I've put inside of my gold videos. And we sell those on my website, $99 for all of the videos. Right now you have 100 days access. That could change. You have 100 days access. You got student notes. You've got some little practice quizzes in there. It's all of my teaching, and it's like my way of teaching. So, I make things a little bit silly. I make things easy. I break things down into real life scenarios. I say little stupid memory tricks. I repeat myself multiple times when it's something that you need to memorize. And so all of that is in the gold videos. So on my website, there's Life and Health Gold, property and casualty gold, and then gold adjusting if you're taking the adjuster's exam. If you're doing just life, you're going to get life and health, and then you're going to not watch the health videos. You're just going to watch the life videos. We don't sell it differently at a different price. It'd be $99 no matter what. So might as well just get the life and health package together. And that's the very best thing that I can help people with, because that's going to teach you everything you need to know. And it's also, as I'm teaching, I also work on your mindset. I can do this. I've got this. You need to lock in your mindset. You need to lock in the content you need to know, and you need to trust yourself. Those are the biggest things that you can do to help you pass your exam. That's my advice to everybody. I'm testing Wednesday. DD Low, can you come on camera? You want to come on camera. So you got to click the link that I just dropped. That will allow you to join in. And I'll see you pop up. So you got to click that link that I dropped in the comments to join my live stream, and I'll bring you on, and you can either be on camera or on microphone. And then I can talk to you directly. All right, here's a question. So can you go over the symbols for auto and some workers' comp? I failed 2 of my exams, P&C Michigan exam by 1 point. Both times I'm taking my 3rd one tomorrow. So first, let me address the symbols for auto. That's commercial insurance. And while you may have remembered symbol questions from your exam, it's not a highly testable point. Like, I've never remembered the symbols, and I've passed my exams in the 90%. So like, the symbols are not incredibly important for your exam. And the symbols, and what they mean, by the way, is like, if I am a commercial business and I have a bunch of cars and I need to get those cars on my insurance policy, but like, imagine, like, for example, I'm a car dealership. My cars are changing constantly. I'm selling one, bringing in a new one, selling 5, taking in a trade on. All those cars have to be insured by the dealership. If they had to use VINs, vehicle identification numbers, on their insurance policy, just like we do like personal lines, as an individual person, I update my VIN with my insurance company. I bought this vehicle. I'm going to have it for the next couple of years. Here's the VIN, the 15 number letter combo that represents this exact vehicle. It's like a fingerprint for a vehicle. That's the VIN. If I'm a dealership and I'm constantly, cars are moving in, moving out, moving in, moving out, if I had to update the VIN for all of those cars every time one moves in, one moves out, I would have to have a person at the dealership who's solely dedicated to updating my insurance policy. This car left, this one came in. This one left, this one came in. Like, there would be someone on the phone 24/7 updating how many vehicles are in and out if we go by the VIN on a commercial insurance. So commercial insurance does not go by the VIN. They can't. It would take too much work. So what commercial policies do is they use symbols, and each a symbol, and it's a number, by the way. So the symbol is actually just a number, and it'll be like, auto type number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Each one means something. Like, I mean, again, I don't even have them memorized, but like, it's like, non-owned autos or something like that. Like, they each mean something. And so on the commercial policies, it'll be like, we've got 10 number 1s. We've got 5 number 3s. It's a way of like indicating roughly how many cars we have without constantly updating the VIN when vehicles change, come and go. And so that's what symbols are on an auto insurance. So the things you'd want to know is like, if they're talking about symbols, they're talking about commercial auto. There are some exams will ask you, what does this symbol mean? But that's like 1 or 2 questions, and trying to memorize, there's like 15, I think 10, roughly 10 to 15 symbols. I think at least 10. Trying to memorize what every single one of those symbols means is just not worth your brain space, in my opinion. Not when it's only a handful of questions, like a couple of questions. It'd be more important to learn bigger tested items, in my experience. And that's what I focus on. And that's why I score in a 90%. I might get the symbol question wrong because I don't even have them memorized at this point. I can't tell you what number 1 means or number 2. I will say I feel like I see 7 more often than not. So when I've taken an exam, I feel like I've seen auto symbol number 7. So maybe memorize I think that's like newly specific autos or something like that. I don't even remember. But see, like I can score 90% and not know that. So that's what I want to pass on to you is like you don't need to try and remember every single symbol because you're not always going to be asked about the symbols. And if you are, it's like a couple of questions. And it's better to know a more highly tested topic than to know and memorize all the symbols. When it comes to workers' comp is very state specific, but workers' compensation isn't like if I'm a business owner and like if my employees get hurt while doing their job, I need to have insurance for them if they get hurt on the job. And that's what workers' compensation is. Every state is a little bit different about what they test on workers' comp. So when it comes to Michigan, I mean, I'd have to look it up or whatever. So I don't really have a lot on that, but that's also not an extremely highly tested topic either. I would more focus on general insurance, policy provision, contract law, dwelling, homeowners. Those things are way more highly tested than the auto symbols and the workers' comp. So that would be my advice. Also, if you're about 1 point away, usually that comes down to how you're reading and answering the questions. It's like you know the content, but something about the wording is tripping you up. And so this is where I would slow down and take my time to read the question. What are they actually asking me? And what do I and what and then figure that out and then choose your right answer. And also do not go back and change your answers. So I don't know if you've done this. You haven't shared this with me, Miriam XOXO. But if you ever went to change any of your answers, don't do that. Don't do it anymore. Stop changing answers. It's rarely works in your favor. And they've scientifically have proven that it rarely works in people's favor to go back and change answers. So don't do that. Okay. All right. I've got DD in the studio. I believe she's going to come in. So let me see if she's going to oh, look, Amanda Penny's dropped the symbol. Symbol 2, owned autos only. Symbol 7, specifically designed autos. Yes, and 8, hired autos. I would say those are probably the most common ones, 7 and 8. I feel like I've heard 7 and 8 a lot. So there you go. Thanks, Amanda, because I don't even have them memorized. All right, I'm going to bring DD in. All right, hi, DD, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Tell me what's up.
Okay, this is going to be my 5th time taking the exam,
Okay,
and let me just turn off this. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, so this would be my 5th time taking the exam, and my last one was 2 weeks ago, and I was last 7 points. So I'm celebrating that.
Yay!
I've really been tripped up, like you said earlier, with how the questions are coming. I'm in Georgia, and I'm tripped up with how the questions are coming because I think I'm feeling that I know the content, but when I get there and I'm feeling confident, I'm listening to your videos and everything, and I'm getting there and I'm feeling confident, and I sit down and test, and then I read the questions and I'm like, huh? So it just really messes me up. Like, I'm like, I don't know what they're asking. So I read the question over and I try not to spend too much time on either question. Um, so that's just kind of where I'm at. So I did the gold. I have gold. I'm going through gold now. I did life, just finishing life, and I'm going into health. So that's where I'm at. So I'm like, what's going on? Why can't I pass this exam?
Okay, so question, I just want some clarity. Every time that when you've tested 5 times, when did you get gold in those 5 times? At what point?
I got gold at the 3rd time I took it.
Okay. Now, when you
and
took it the first time after getting gold, did you have a chance to watch all of it, or like what did you?
I did. I watched all of it,
Perfect.
and when I took it, I got, I think it was a 54.
54. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And then I took it 2 weeks after that and I got 63.
Perfect. Okay, so you're definitely going up in score.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
perfect. Okay. All right. So this is all good news, right? So you
Yes.
failed 3 times. You're like, "Oh, okay, let me get gold." Now you've still taken it 2 times since getting gold, but your score is improving. So
Yes.
we're heading in the right direction. And I love that you said celebrating that you were only like 6 points away. That's perfect. So that's in a really great position. So one, I want you to give yourself grace. It's normal to fail
hmm
many times. It's normal to struggle. And you said you're in Georgia?
I'm in Georgia. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Georgia. Okay. And I mean, I definitely have had some people struggle in Georgia seems to be one of the stickier states. So there might be something about their exam that's just a little bit harder than everywhere else. But I don't want to necessarily plant that in your mind, but more or less just give yourself some grace. Like I
Okay.
have gotten some feedback that Georgia's a little trickier.
hmm
Um, so I would say keep doing what you're doing because you jumped. You went from 54 to 60, 64, something like that, right? You jumped.
63. Yes.
Yeah, so almost 10 points, right? So you jumped 9 points. So if you apply that same thing again and you jump that 9 points, you're passing.
Okay.
Now, did you watch the taking a test with me video and the navigating difficult questions? They're at the very end of gold.
I'm actually coming up to that now.
Okay.
Yes.
So those videos are extremely crucial, and I'm actually debating about moving them to the top.
Okay.
So Peter taught a class on navigating difficult test questions, and he really breaks down, how to pay attention to what they're looking for, what questions you can eliminate,
Okay.
and how to feel confident choosing your answer. And so that class I think would be really powerful because a lot of the times it's not just knowing the content, it's how do I handle these questions.
Right.
And so he's gonna help you with navigating those questions, and that's a very powerful video to watch.
Okay.
And then there's also a take a test video with me where I read, and it's a new test to me. Like it's not like I wrote those questions and I was prepared for them. You'll see, in fact, I read a question, I'm like, I have no idea what the answer is, but
Right.
I talk my way through it.
Okay.
And I talk my way through it. I choose an answer, and sometimes I'm wrong.
Okay.
But then I'll explain my thought process. I'll explain like why I chose the answer that I did. But I still like passed the exam, which is the ultimate goal. It's not that you need to get every single question correct. You need to get 70% correct.
Right.
So as long as you're in that range, then you're doing good, right?
Right.
So those 2 videos I think would be really powerful for you. And then what I would want you to do is when you're taking the test and you're reading a question, I want you to, like, before you hit start, I want you to just anchor in and be like take some deep breaths, at least 3 big breaths in, big breath out.
Okay.
And just like, I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. I'm going to read the questions and they're all going to make sense. I'm going to read the questions and I'm going to know exactly what they're asking. I'm going to read these questions and the answer choices are just going to jump. The correct answer is just going to jump right at me and I'm going to know immediately to pick that one. Like if you prime your mind to believe in yourself, if you prime your mind to feel confident, and if you prime your mind to be like, you know what you're doing and you can choose the right answer, you're going to be in a much better position to make that happen.
Right.
Because our minds will believe what we tell it.
Yes.
And it'll prove to us what we tell it. Right. Like I just read this post the other day about how there was this quantum physicist who literally he's basically, we create our realities by what we believe. And everyone's like living in their own, it's like everyone's walking around with goggles. So like, how like negative people, the world always sucks.
Yes.
It's because they like the world sucks. And so the world proves it to them.
Yes.
This sucks. That sucks. This is painful. This sucks. That sucks. And they have an endless amount of things to complain about. But it's like
Yes.
people who are happy have happier lives because like life is proving to them that it's
Yes.
happy, that it's joyful. So you
Yes.
can use that same, and that is scientifically proven. It
It
is
is.
scientifically proven that
Mm-hmm.
that is how it works. So if I
Yes.
tell myself I'm choosing the right answers. I've learned what I need to learn. I've got this. You're creating that reality for yourself when you're taking the test.
Okay.
So don't read a question and panic. Read a question and be like, oh, and then you can also be like, even if you don't feel confident, I guessed correctly. I guessed correctly. Like even having that vibe helps you feel better because if you have the vibe of, oh, that one's so complicated, I got it wrong. Oh, read the next. Oh, this one's even harder. Oh, I got that one wrong. Like it's just going to wear you down, wear you down, wear you down,
Yeah.
right? Like you want to like believe and trust in yourself to
Yes.
I've got this. I've guessed correctly. And then you feel happier as the test goes on and that happiness and that positivity is more likely to carry you towards a pass than the disbelieving in yourself and the frustration with yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay, when are you testing again?
It's next Wednesday on the 11th.
Okay, you've got the 11th, that's a magical number. 1-1 is a magical number.
Yes.
3-11, that's magical. So you've got this, Dee. I am sending you all the loves, all the vibes to pass your exam.
Thank you.
Watch those 2 final videos, navigating
Okay.
difficult test questions, taking a test with me. Speak power to yourself. And I feel like the 6th time is going to be magical for you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. All the love, all the vibes. You have an amazing day.
I receive it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, awesome. All right, Amanda Pennies, thank you. She dropped $1.99 2 times. I appreciate that. You guys are more than welcome. On YouTube, there's this option for a super thanks, which is basically just tipping me, dropping in money. I appreciate it. I love it. I receive. Thank you so much, Amanda. That is awesome. Jennifer, you attract what you give. If you live your life with positivity, you will get that in return. If you live your life in negativity, you will attract that as well. Law of attraction. Yes, I am all about that. When I started really, really living by that, it really has changed so much in my life. The fact that I was even able to build the insurance exam queen business in general. Perfect. Oh, DD Low, thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. 4.9. I appreciate that. Thank you. I receive. I love that. Okay. All right. Let me go through these comments again. Somebody said they want to join me. Yes, you can. Click the link. I'll drop the link again. And you can join me I have Amari. I'm going to see if Amari is here. All right, Amari, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Tell me what's up, Amari.
Hi. So I'm the one that put in the chat that has been taking me 2 years. So
okay, all right, let's talk.
Okay, so when I first started, it's been a long journey. The real problem is other things and me not like I guess fully being disciplined. Like it'll be times where I'll lock in, and also I've took it a couple of times. I don't even know how many times I've took it at this point because it's been like a gap, but it's probably been I'm probably on number 6 like the other girl.
And what exam are you doing and what state are you in?
I'm in Michigan. Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have started out with that. I'm in Michigan. I'm taking the property and casualty exam. So
okay, and so tell me a little bit about your life and this opportunity, and like what kind of has happened when you're like you said, sometimes I'm on fire, sometimes I'm not. Like tell me, because this is not. It's most of the time it is not a studying issue as much as it's an internal something. So talk to me a little bit about the opportunity, what you've been doing, like your thoughts about. Talk to me about that.
like how I feel about it, or just like what's all going on. Like, well, the thing is like I have other things going on besides this, and like I was a licensed esthetician when I like first, make a long story short, when I met, I used to live right next to a State Farm, and they really liked me, and they liked my customer service, and he really wanted me to work there. So I ended up taking the offer. This was 2024. I had, other things going on, so that was another thing, and life and family things that would be, taking me off guard and stuff like that. But then I eventually locked in, and I was getting really good scores. My most recent score, I got 94 out of 111. So I guess that's the passing score for Michigan. It's the property and casualty um, producer and solicitors
Yeah.
exam. That's the correct one, right?
Yeah, the PNC. Tell me a little bit about the esthetician. So you were licensed for that?
Mm-hmm.
And so what's going on with that?
Right now it's cool. It's just it's not really the best far as like, paying jobs. And when I first started, I graduated 2023. When I first started, I ended up just going solo because I really couldn't find a job or whatever. And then eventually I did find a job. But right now I'm just, solo, but I don't have, a suite, but I still love doing it. I love taking, clients and doing stuff like that.
If money was not a thing and you just got to do what you wanted to do, would it be insurance or would it be esthetician?
I also have a cologne and candle business, and that's the thing about me. I'm very like versatile, and I'm 23, so right now I'm just like, trying to figure it out. But like he really wanted me to work for him, and I was like, this might be a good thing, and I know it's not bad to have other things under your belt. And I also already have a job opportunity set for me, so it's like it feels like it's a lot of pressure on me. And then it's like before that, like, but I don't know. I'm just really trying to get stability in my life, and I've watched your videos like since the beginning. I found you on YouTube, and I've been watching you for a long time. And like I've seen you talk about the mindset stuff, and also talking about how the opportunity in insurance is how it can really help somebody, and how it like helps someone in your family be able to really grow and stuff like that. So it's like I'm not really like fully into it, but I know that it is a good benefit, and I'm someone I want to grow, and I want to have like, financial stability like in my life, and I know insurance, is important.
Okay. So one of the things about me is, yes, I help people pass the exam, and I could give you advice that's going to help you pass the exam, but I don't think this is what's meant for you.
Mm-hmm.
So just because an opportunity is a good opportunity and it can make money doesn't mean it's the thing that we should or want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, what it sounds like from you is I want stability in my life, and I am multi-passionate, and so it feels convenient that I could drop insurance in there, and it should give me that stability. But you're not doing it because it excites you, and it's something you're passionate for and you're really going for, and that's why it's taken you multiple years. You might get a burst of potential excitement, but then it dies because this is not really, I don't think this is really what you want.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, it just like it was an opportunity that presented itself, and I was like, okay, maybe I should do this. But like I still really don't know exactly what I want to do, because it's just like, even I know it's nothing is just gonna like come out of nowhere. You gotta actually grow. You gotta actually like, do extra CE to really grow and get there, and do more than one thing. You can't just go all in on one thing, but in today's economy you have to pay bills. So that's the thing, you know what I mean? But I do, it's just, I don't know, it's really hard, and it hurts because I don't want to just let it go, because I've put so much work into this, and I feel like I've been so close. So it's like, if I'm so close to passing, like I've been so close to passing that like most of the time that I took it. But the problem is, every time I would retake it, I will wait like a month to do it, because I would be either so scared to retake it, or I will be having all this other stuff going on, or family stress that's stressing me out. And you also mentioned in your videos, like, you can't have all that going on. And every time before my like exam came, I would be like, okay, I need to eat right. I need to like, I can't like stay away from me. I don't have time for the stress right now.
Yeah. So it's not that I don't think that you can't add this to your repertoire. Like you certainly can, and it can be a way of building business. And I think that there is a way for you to pass the exam, get the job, have a little bit more financial stability, and then begin to build your esthetician business, like allowing your insurance job to be your angel fund for building your esthetician business. But the pattern that I'm seeing based on what you're telling me is like, and I've identified this in myself too, because So I want you to understand, I'm coming from the perspective of, like, I desire like we all desire financial stability to some extent, right? Like, and so we'll go with the opportunity we think is going to provide us that, whether we want that opportunity or not. We just want the financial stability that comes with it. Anytime we go after something just for financial stability and not because it's in alignment with who we are and what we want, it's not going to land the way you want it to land. Like,
yeah, and then it's like, I really like the team, and the thing that, like, I will always go in there, and I'm a type of person, like, every time, like, I go in there, I just have a great personality, so I always vibe and connect with people, like, you know, anywhere I go. So I was connecting with them, and then one day I hosted an event there, and I had, you know, did his employees facials and stuff like that, and it was like, you know, even then he just kept on like pressing it on me, and I was like, okay, maybe I should, I don't know, like, so I gave it a try, and then, like I said, now I'm here. I'm like, it's 2026. I thought that I would have been past this exam, and like you said, it's I don't know, my real passion is business, for real, but it's just like, I know, like you said, it's an eternal thing. It's like something, like, you know, stuff you got to work on, and you got to, like, know. And I know, like, I'm young, but I know, like, I don't want to just use that as an excuse, because I have, like, stuff to do, and I want to start now, so I don't have to be looking up while I'm younger. I mean, older, and I'm like, what's going on?
What are you afraid of?
I don't know.
Answer as fast. Like, what are you, what immediately comes to mind? What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of, like, not being stable, because it's like, I've seen it in my family, and I'm trying to break that, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to keep on being like, okay, like, this is what it is. And I know that it can be more than that, because I know I am a hard worker. I am passionate about things, and I am, like, I feel like I'm very creative, because a lot of things that I do, and I learn quickly too, pretty much, like, when I do stuff. So I feel like business is my passion, but I just know that I have to apply the things that I know. But it's like, I think I be in different stuff, because I do music. Okay. I have 2 businesses, and yeah.
Yeah. So this is, so the desire to be stable. Would you say that a stable person, okay, so stability is not based on our circumstances. We think it is. We think that if we can control our circumstances, that is what makes us stable. But what makes us stable is our inner state. Mm-hmm. Because so, like, imagine, for example, a captain on a ship. When the storm is raging and the waves are crashing over the ship or whatever, he is stable in his belief of what he needs to do to keep the ship afloat. And he's not, oh, the waves need to stop. Oh my God, the waves need to stop so we can be stable.
Right.
He makes the boat as stable as he can in the waves. Right. You can't make the waves stop. So, like, what you're doing right now, or what it feels like you're doing, is you're trying to figure out how to get the waves to be calm so that you can do what you want to do. But the waves of life will wave. Like, sometimes it'll be calm, sometimes it won't. What stability actually comes from is an internal state of being. I am stable. No matter what is happening, I am stable. And so it's a belief within you. So you yourself have to feel stable and safe. Now, here's the wild thing. And this is something that, like, I'm constantly working on this. Like, as I've built, like, I'm going to be 100% raw and honest. Building this business has been the greatest, most difficult thing of my life.
Right.
Because I would have thought, I made $60,000 a year teaching the insurance exam for a corporate company. For a lot of people, that's a good amount of money, right? Felt pretty good, making $60,000 a year. I have gone on to this business where we're generating over $100,000 a month. It did not change me feeling stable. In fact, making that amount of money added more instability, because then it was like, well, now I have to keep it. Now I have to maintain it. Now I have to hire people on my team so that they can help me run this. But if not enough money comes in, I can't pay them. Now I feel even less stable with more money. So like we chase money thinking that money will provide us stability, but it does not. The stability has to come from ourselves. It has to be an internal state. And at the end of the day, anything could happen. A plane could drop on me right now on this building that I'm in, and I could die. Like there's a amount of freedom that comes in when you realize that life is just like it could just at any moment, anything could happen, anything could change, anything. So it's like there's this like sometimes what's most heavy to us is carrying the future and the worries of the future. I want to be stable. I want to have a house, a family. I want to help my family. I want to be the one in my family that makes it. That's okay. That's not, feeling like a train wreck. I want to be that one. And you're carrying the weight of that in the middle of what you're trying to figure out right now, getting the waves to stop waving so that you can create some stability. And maybe this will help. Maybe that will help. Maybe this will help. Maybe I should try this business. Maybe I should try that business. Maybe I should get this job. But like all of that is just outside noise. And your stability needs to come from inside, from yourself. Mm-hmm. I am stable. I am safe. No matter what is going on in the world, when the storms are raging or whatever, we have to feel safe from within. And this is like where I harness, like, you can call it God, universe, Mother Nature, whatever the heck it is like, I am okay no matter what. I am okay. Even if I die, my energy will go into a flower, will go into the sky, like whatever. Like, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. And it's like when you, because you're probably operating off of fight and flight. Like your nervous system is probably like,
you're literally right on the nail, Melissa. And it's like, I'm trying not to cry because it's just so crazy because, I've been watching your videos and everything. And it's just like, I can't believe that like in this moment, because even today, my mindset has been like, okay, my goal, like, all right, I'm going to study 2 to 3 hours a day. And I've been making time for it because right now, like I have been having a lot of free time, you know what I mean? And so I've been trying to use my time wisely. So I'm like, I'm going to study, but then sometimes I might not study and stuff like that. So that's just been my mindset. And then when I see the video, I was shocked because I never really seen you. Well, I know you do live videos, but this is my first time like I ever got a chance to like.
Which your video turned on. Do you want me to add you to the stage?
You said it turned off?
No, your video's on. I can originally when I brought you on, you didn't have video, but now your video's on. Can I add you up here with me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Now I can see your face better.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just kind of crazy. And I kind of felt like it was meant for me to get on this live video because usually I'm like, I have some of the free tools that you gave. And then I had exam effects when I first started, but I had it twice. And then I was considering getting the course, but one of the team members there, he was like, you've been doing this for a long time. I think you need to just try to tighten up on home and auto and you'll be all right. You know what I mean? Instead of, trying to keep purchasing, because I've already been paying for the test and the retakes, after this long of a time. But back to the inner, I feel like you really hit it on the nose. That's why I just feel like it was meant for me to get on this call because it's just like, I've been just so like confused. And it's like, I mean, I do want to do it because I feel like it's been this far, but at the same time, like you said, it's more of an inside thing. You know what I mean? Because
so I want to give you some perspective shifts. It's a human condition where I've put in so much time, it'll feel wasted if I don't finish this, if I don't complete this. And I've been in that situation. I was in that situation in a relationship. I had invested.
I'm kind of in that situation. Like, girl, it's God sent you to call me on.
So it's like I've put in so much to this relationship, but it's like it's not gonna ever pan out. So why am I going to keep putting energy? And it's this concept of wasted energy, but how much more are you going to waste?
Yeah, and that's another
And-
thing. Like, yeah, I don't want to cut you off. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
But to that point, I don't think anything is actually a waste. Because in my mind, we learn and we grow. And the way that I see life is like we're constantly, life is like a spiral. You're going to hit the same things, but hopefully you're at a higher perspective. You're seeing things differently. So like every time you run into like an argument with someone, it's like, okay, what did I learn from last time? Let me implement what I learned last time, and let me see if I can get a higher perspective with this until I repeat the lesson until I learn what I need to learn. And then I keep spiraling up. But like, I don't see anything as a waste. I see it as a lesson until we learn it. A lesson until we learn it. I also believe that there are some people who were told to study for the exam just so they can find me. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way. I mean that I am a person who will activate you to step into your power. And so sometimes that is taking and passing the exam, especially as my business, the Insurance Exam Queen. But sometimes that means that you're not meant for insurance at all, but I'm going to activate you into owning and stepping into your power. It already exists within you. It's there. And so as an example, in addition to teaching the Insurance Exam Queen stuff, every once in a while, I've run programs on building a business and making money. Because I was like, okay, people kept asking me, how do you do what you did? And I was like, well, let me show you. So I ran this program called Mega Millions after I began launching it after we made our first $1 million in the business. Mm-hmm. And I had a client come in and she chose to be VIP so that she could actually work with me one-on-one throughout this program. She was I only offered it to one person. She chose to do it. After one class, she's like, I want the VIP option. She came to me from the Insurance Exam Queen world. So she knew about me because she was studying for her test. And then she joined How Do I Make Money type of program that I was offering.
Right.
And she was studying for the insurance because her neighbor owned an agency and she wanted someone who would come in and take over when she retired. And it seemed like a great opportunity. It seemed like a career change that she could make. And she kept studying, wasn't working. And she got my gold. And so it was just the same back and forth, not really working, whatever. She joined my money program. I start working with her, coaching with her. She stopped studying for the exam, completely dropped that opportunity because it's not what she wanted. And without feeling like she did extra work, she doubled her income in a year. And the year, the 2025 her 1099 was double what it was in 2024. And she worked with me at the end of 2024.
Wow.
So do you feel like that was a waste of her time to be studying for the exam, to have met me, to then work with me and then double her income and feel much better about her life?
No, I don't.
No, it's just part of the journey. It's just, and like even every relationship that I've had, even like my second husband. So I've been married 3 times.
Are you serious, Melissa?
My second husband was an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
He never had a job. I never seen him work a job. And I came from the perspective of you need a job to be safe. You need to have it. If you don't have a job, you're insane. So I marry this man who does not have a job, who's an entrepreneur. I see him making money doing what he loves to do without having a W-2 job. I'm like, you can do it. You can survive. It was in that marriage I started the Insurance Exam Queen business. Exactly. I became an entrepreneur.
Exactly. And even if y'all didn't still, you were able to learn and pick that up. Just like a girl, when I went to esthetician school, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, like I always been into beauty, always loved doing makeup and stuff like that. But I was just honestly scared. I was just like really trying to find like an exit plan because I knew I didn't want to go to like traditional college. When I was younger, I always said like, oh, I'm going to I always wanted to do good in school. I always did do good in school, stayed on honor roll, things of that nature. But when I graduated in the pandemic, so that was just like crazy too. But I just when I like started that, I just wanted to like find something to do. But when I got there, I did fall in love with the journey. But making long story short, I met a girl in there and she helped me like, start a business. You know what I mean? And she like, because when I first started my first business at 16, I didn't know nothing about like, get like the labels and stuff like that. So she was able to help me get to that and know like what websites to go to. I actually started a website and everything like that. So just, and even though me and her don't talk no more, me meeting her there at school, I was still able to learn and network and start another business.
Yeah, we learn, we grow. What's happening, especially as a serial entrepreneur, where you're doing different things, what's probably happening is we carry beliefs from our childhood in our body, and they're running the show whether we realize it or not. So when you say, I started this business, then I did this, then I did that, then I did this, then I did this, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes what it can indicate is you hit a point where your belief that you have is about to be challenged, and rather than face that belief, decide a new belief or rewrite that belief, you stop. And so then I do something else until I hit that point again. So like, for example, it could be the fear of being seen. If I build a business now, people are going to see me. I don't want to be seen. It could be, I was running this whole time. I just had a session with a coach who helped me identify one of my beliefs. And it was,
I know it's a lot. Child trauma is serious.
It runs the show.
Yeah, because I sing. So since I was younger, I used to sing, but sometimes I would have really bad stage fright. You know what I mean? And I just feel like that just come from like, overthinking. And then I didn't grow up in like the traditional household, and it doesn't matter traditional or not. Everybody has childhood trauma to an extent. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like those are things, because I'm having things running through my mind. I'm overthinking. I'm feeling like I can't. And I know I keep it real with myself all the time. Like, sometimes I'm not disciplined, or sometimes like I'll get off track. And I looked it up online, and it was like, maybe you just trying to like procrastinate instead of doing it because you're scared of failing. You know what I mean?
Yes. The fear of failure. Like, one of my coaches said a very powerful thing. It was like, sometimes we won't do the thing we really want to do because if it fails, it'll hurt so much worse. Like, if you do the insurance thing and it fails, whatever, that's not really tied to my soul. So I'm okay failing at that. But if I was to do the thing I actually wanted and it failed, it would hit my soul. And I don't want to face that. So sometimes we will avoid doing the thing we want to do because it means too much. It means too much to go after what we want to go after. Like, maybe it is singing for you. Maybe you've got beliefs around, I can't be successful singing. Maybe somebody in your childhood told you sounded stupid and that you shouldn't be singing like that. Like, there could be any sort of belief system you have that is preventing you from achieving and accomplishing, because then you actually have to face that.
And everything you said is literally on point. I'm just really like, I'm so happy that we can talk about this, because it's just like, it's really nobody I can talk to about this situation. I've been feeling like I've been going in circles, you know what I mean, for the last 2 years, on top of family things, on top of me career changes and stuff like that. I was literally like Ubering, going broke, paying for this exam, like trying to, you know what I mean, going crazy, literally. Like, I'm going in the circles. I'm going to the library. I'm in the library all day, every day. You know what I mean? I'm at the point where like they know me. I'm at the library. I was going to every library I could find in the day just to make sure I'm studying. So it's just like, yeah, it's an internal thing. And I know you can't do anything if your mind is not right. You know what I mean? And then also, I am in a relationship now, and that kind of have been, stressing me out a little bit. So I'm like, I wasn't focusing at a point in time because I'm so worried about this. And then I also just seen a lot of bad patterns in my family, and I'm trying to avoid that. You know what I mean? And I know I'm young. I'm only 23, but I know like I'm not getting younger, and I'm not trying to be tied up to somebody that's, so it's just like you said, I might be worrying about the future too much, but I need to get me together. So like, well, yeah, with me, so I don't have to worry about the waves.
So like we want a little bit of the future, but we don't want, we bring the future and make it a heaviness.
Yeah, like a burden.
And then it's like, if I don't figure out what I'm doing exactly right now, all the future feels doomed. And that's heavy because the future is so long. There's so much future, right? Like 80 years, you know, if we're lucky, we get 100. You're 20 something, you've got 80 years left, right? And all that feels really heavy, especially when you add on, I want to make my family line different than what my family line has been, right? And so then that feels extra heavy. So really, at the end of the day, it's not for you. I don't feel like it's studying harder. You just said how much I study. I don't think the insurance exam, the insurance career is for you. I think it's one thing that you've attempted to grab onto stability, but it's also, I think, an avoidance to facing whatever's going on inside that's preventing you from actually tapping into the thing you want. Whether that's singing, esthetician, whatever the heck it may be, I don't know.
It's really
something
business.
else.
I feel like it's business and entrepreneurship. I feel like that's something that I really love to do. And I feel like I really want to grow at that. And also I've been really wanting to do content creation. But like you said, that's just another thing, making money. But I also know that I have a good personality. And I feel like, you know, I do want to help people. I feel like sharing your story, I feel like a lot of people, they call on me, you know what I mean? And I, you know, give them the best advice that I can, you know what I mean? So I just feel like, I don't know. But
yeah, so
but
I have two things I want to share with you.
Okay.
One of them, so the yeah, I want to start with this one. Okay, so I follow this woman named Melanie Ann Layer. She is a woman who was homeless in her car in 2016, figured out how to fall in love with her life, started helping other people fall in love with their life, and have since gone on to build a $100 million coaching business. She is amazing. She has a couple of free classes, and I have an affiliate link to one of her free classes. I'm going to drop it in the comment. I highly recommend that you watch that and you join her community. Okay.
Okay.
The other thing I need to search for is on Facebook, the most recent person I started working with. He wrote a book, and I have just been digging into this book, and I even bought his program because it was so amazing. Let me see if I can find it. He goes right into the childhood stuff, what beliefs we have. Because at the end of the day, when you build your business, if you have childhood beliefs running, you're going to build your business up to a point, and then that's it. And you're going to like max out. And then you're not going to go much further than that because you've got some sort of belief running in the background. And so if you know what that belief is, you can prevent yourself from looping into it. And I've recently been doing that too. Like I've been working on that. So here is, let me see. I found I think this post, this one. Here we go. Maybe? No. All right. I'm going to share a post of his. He sells a book. It's like $3.99. So get his book. And he also has a chat GPT where like you can talk to the chat GPT about whatever beliefs and blocks that he trained this chat GPT on his book and on his methods. And I've been using it, and it's been helping me to uncover a lot of stuff.
So I'm not crazy to be texting my phone because I be asking Alexa stuff. I be texting my chat GPT. I be asking Google like, what is this? What does this mean? I need to understand why I'm feeling this right now.
No, you need to join a community. You said there's no one I can talk to about this. You can join a community of people where you can actually talk to people. It is very important. So I've been in Melanie Ann Layer's world, and that's where I saw all these women making all this money online. And I'm like, how is this possible? What are they doing? So I've joined her communities, and you gotta talk to other people. Like you are like the 5 people you hang around, right? So you got to hang around other people who are entrepreneurs, who are building businesses, who believes in themselves, who's making kind of money. You got to get into that. Okay. And then you've got to identify any blocks that are preventing you from, achieving and hitting those points. And so then that would be the second part. That's what I think. Melanie helps with that, but she doesn't it's not her target focus to let's go straight to what this block is,
Yeah, and it's like most of the time we know what it is. I know what it is. I be caring too much about
I doubt that. Okay, so here's it. We may know to some level what it is. Let me give you
but I don't know
one example.
exactly.
Let me give you an example. I was going through his process that he wrote in his book. So the book is Your Startup is a Mirror. And I shared the link in the comments, but I was going through his process and I was talking to the chat GPT, and it brought up this time that I had with my dad where he took my box of money and he hid it in the house. And I was like, where is my money? Why, like, what is going on? He's like, I didn't touch it. You must have left it somewhere and you should clean the house so that you find it. So I'm like, okay, I clean the whole house. I don't find it. Well, maybe you need to clean this. So then I go and I try to find, like, I'm constantly doing it. I would have thought the belief was related to money or cleaning my house because I'm very crazy about cleaning my house. When I got to the very root of it, it was that my time doesn't matter. Because my dad was like, I'll just send you on another thing. I'll just send you on another thing. Like, it didn't matter that he was just having me do all this. My time didn't matter. And when I tell you that when that landed and I saw almost every conflict I've had with my husband, because I keep trying to get him to believe my time matters, when I'm the one who needs to believe my time matters. But because little childhood me was running off of my time doesn't matter, when it was like, hey, the dishes need done, you know, husband, can you go do the dishes? Now, I'm not going to get to it right now. My little brain goes, my little 12-year-old brain, however old it was, well, your time doesn't matter, so you go do the dishes. So then I would do it, and I'm resenting my husband the entire time when I could have just not done the dishes and let him come do it later. Why did it have to be right now? Because my time didn't matter, so why not just me be doing it?
Exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah, that's one thing that I found that is crazy. And I found this out like with my boyfriend because like one day I had got really mad at him, like, because, well, I didn't get really mad, but I was just a little upset because he usually, you know, does stuff, but does things to get on my nerves. But making a long story short, he was supposed to be coming over here, but I was so hyper like focused on like, you know, him getting here and being here instead of me doing the stuff that I had to do. Like, you know, women, like, we got like little bit of stuff. I be wanting to, like, I don't know, I might want to make a dessert. I might, you know, just something I might need to do really quickly before he comes, or, you know, just get in the shower, or instead of just like sitting there like, you know, on my phone or whatever after whatever I've been doing the whole day or whatever, because he usually comes over like, you know, later in the day. So I was just like so upset at him, but I had to remember like, okay, I have to like you said, like prioritize my time and myself and making sure I'm taking care of myself first. So I'm not so focused on like, you know, where you at, like, you know, get here. And if I wasn't doing all that, I could have just, you know, been chilling and then, you know, letting him get here instead of like, you know, not prioritizing myself. And that's a problem because I've been working on it, like, you know, not people pleasing, you know, not, you know, trying not to care so much or worry so much about, you know, other people's problems or my family and siblings. Cause my mom had 11 kids. So I got a lot of siblings. So
yeah, and you probably got a lot of beliefs in there. And I want to, I just want one. I do have to go because I have an appointment. But
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah,
no,
I
it's
know
totally
other
fine. I
people
could
that
talk
want
with
to
you all
talk to you.
day, and we can even jump. Like, I actually want to start talking with beginner entrepreneurs on my Melissa May Dillon page. But oh shoot, oh my God, I may have lost it. Oh, trauma. I want to emphasize, like, when we say the word trauma, a lot of the times we attach a very negative connotation to that. It's really just childhood, and there's just beliefs. Our little child brain doesn't fully comprehend stuff, and it picks up a belief. And these little beliefs become these protective mechanisms when we're a child. But if they're still running into adulthood, they're just outdated programs. They're outdated belief systems, and we just need to rewire them. You know, so we don't have to treat it so heavy. And like, I don't like when I say, you know, some people hear childhood trauma and they think it means this whole thing, and like our parents were beating us, and that may have happened.
It's not that. It's
that
like
may have happened.
Like certain things.
It's really just, as a child, we were programmed to believe certain things, and those beliefs are now outdated. We need to be able to identify what those beliefs are, take them out, install new ones. That's it. I've been working on my time matters. And since that has come to fruition in my life. So many things have changed for the better, because now my time matters, and it's changing everything, because all of my relationships were tainted with, they don't care about my time. But what actually was happening, it was me projecting that. It was me coming forward with the belief of my time doesn't matter. And I made them the problem of it. I accused them of the ones not respecting my time when I'm the one who didn't do it. So it's like, and once we identify what these beliefs are, we reprogram them, put new ones in, like, and we'll always have layers. There'll always be more, right? And sometimes we'll need to upgrade the belief systems we've even started now. And I think that's just part of evolution and growth over a lifetime. So, which reminds me, that's something Melanie always says, evolution and growth over a lifetime. I dropped 2 links, an Alpha Femme link. And then for anybody out there who's like, I'm a woman, I want to build a business, I want to be successful, I want to make all the money that I want to make, and I want to really, really be madly in love with my life. That's Melanie Ann Lair. If you have like when you feel like you keep hitting a ceiling and you don't understand and you catch yourself in a pattern, that's the second link that I dropped. That's the Your Startup is a Mirror with Zach. And he teaches you how to go exactly to the root, take out what that problem is, install a new problem. And that's very beneficial. But Amari, I want you to friend me on the Melissa May Dillon side. And I want to reconnect with you again. And I want you to really like get in tune with yourself about what do you actually want out of life. It's not the insurance exam for you. I don't feel like that at all.
Okay.
Okay.
All
right. And then Sadie, I know that you were here, and I'm so sorry, Sadie, but I have to run to another appointment. We went off with Amari, but I think it was very important. So thank you, Amari, for showing up today.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Amari. All the love and vibes to not pass your exam. All right. And so everybody else, I love you all so much. I'll be on next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central. And then Gold, obviously the very best way that I can help any of you pass your exam is the Gold Class Series package available on my website. $99, teach you the most common, most tested topics in a way that's easy to understand. That's the Gold Class Series package. All right. I love you all so much. Have an amazing day. All the loves, all the vibes to pass your exam. Bye.